two niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins, that's me, and Justin Brown for your movie needs. Medium popcorn. Woo! You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it. Spoil it in your face. That's your warning. So if you get pissed, it's all your fault. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo.
What's up, little biscuits, sun-dried tomatoes? It's your boy Eddie Collins.
Guys, this is Justin Brown.
And we are Medium Popcorn. But you already knew that. You already knew that you were going to listen to our velvety voices in your ear hole as we break down another entree into our Nic Cage month. This one is Gone in 60 Seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Nicolas Cage, Jerry Bruckheimer, Ghost written by J.J. Abrams. Also starring Angelina Jolie. And the most coonish performance I've seen in quite some time is Eddie Griffith graced the screen in Double Take. I'll find out who that gentleman's name is. You know who I'm talking about, the little black Smurf guy.
Oh, oh,
because I was offended. I was offended when I first saw this in 2000. In the year 2000 of our Lord, I saw this in the movie theater, and I remember being like, I don't like that nigga. I don't like anything he's doing. I feel offended.
I mean, at least we had Delroy Lindo to kind of soften it up.
No, Delroy was crazy. Delroy Lindo and Timothy Olyphant in this movie, the two like partners. But I was like, are they partners? They have really weird chemistry. They seem like they were trying to out crazy each other. Like, did you peep that there was one scene where they're like talking about the crime at the beginning? I think it was like within the first 30 minutes. They sounded like they had Cajun accents. Did you peep that?
No, I didn't.
They had like a weird New Orleans twang to their dialogue, and I was like, I was writing down, like, are they going crazy? Like the actors, are they losing their fucking minds?
Because this does take place in L.A.
Yeah.
Well, no,
I was like, why are they talking like that? Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, the cause. If the war. I'm like, what kind of noises are these? Anyways, we're talking about Gone in 60 Seconds, which do you remember seeing this in the theater? Because I saw this opening weekend. I told you there's that run of movies starring Nic Cage that my mom and I would go every weekend, like opening weekend.
This came out in 2000. I did not see this in theaters.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't start really seeing things in theaters until like I hit college. I didn't go.
Really?
I wasn't a heavy theater goer. I caught shit on TV.
Oh man, yeah, that's
too many niggas in my house to be going to the theater.
That's fair. That's fair. You had a big family.
And also, you know, I'm from Long Island. We had to drive everywhere. So if you didn't have a car to go to the theater, oh, you missed out. You missed out.
Yeah, eventually I started taking the bus to the movie theater, but that's because I started working there. But even then I was like 13. So like, damn, yeah, I was seeing movies since I can remember. I think I've said this in the podcast. The first movie I remember seeing in the theater was Look Who's Talking, because you don't forget that visual sperm shit.
Oh yeah,
I think that was like 1989 or whatever. And then I remember like Batman Returns and like other movies we reviewed. And I started going to the movie theater by myself when I saw Harriet the Spy. I think that was like 96, 99 or 96, 97 maybe. Okay. So yeah, I was going to the movie theater a lot. Like if they had Movie Pass back then as a kid, I would be their number one customer.
You would have caked.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger would have called me, "You're my number one customer." Like it would have been crazy.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Because remember Jiggle All the Way when he's like,
okay,
anyways.
Gotcha. I was just like, wait a second.
I was trying to do a callback.
Okay.
Okay, so you hadn't seen this. When was the first time you saw this movie?
Oh, probably 2001, like after it came out.
Oh, okay, like on VHS or something, or DVD.
Yeah, DVD, or when it hit HBO.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it's wild because you look at the poster with Nic Cage and Angelina Jolie where they're like crossed arms and like popping up her boobies with that weird white dreadlock thing, like a la Charlize Theron.
She looks fucking nuts.
Shit, I loved it though, man.
So we were texting about this yesterday, and I said to Brandon that Angelina Jolie looks like fucking Pete Davidson's older sister in this film, and you said that we were gonna fight today. So I want to know, what are we gonna fight about? Because are you telling me that she doesn't look as nutty as I see?
Okay, she looks crazy. She does look crazy.
So you're
At the
telling me she
same,
don't look like Pete Davidson in this film?
no, nigga, that's absolutely insane. I mean, she's very pale for some weird reason.
And she's extremely thin.
She's pretty thin, but you
She's
can't.
rail thin in this film.
But she's got those lips, man. She got that smile, and she got the eyes. I can't look away.
There's only
I get why she played Maleficent.
There's only so pale and so thin you could be before her full lips just look like clown lips. They just took a fucking crayon and just drew that shit on.
Listen, I don't know. I think Angelina Jolie is one of the prettiest white starlets we've ever seen in this here earth.
No, listen, Angelina Jolie is an attractive woman, but in this film,
she looked crazy.
She reminds me of Pete Davidson.
Well, she looked crazy,
and for her to start doing to open up a set about her dad dying during 9/11. Like, it was crazy the way she looked nuts in this film. There were scenes where I was just like, okay, I get it. And then there are a lot of scenes I was just like, she's on another one right now.
Well, because she probably just wrote out her trailer and walked the set. Like, she didn't need to do much in this.
Bathe?
I mean, you always think like white women with dreads and stuff are dirty people.
Yeah, well, I mean, how does a white woman get dreads? Pray tell. Pray tell, Brandon. You explain to me how a white woman gets dreads, and you think that I am not going to make a formal assumption that she a little bit dirty. At least
those weren't real dreads. Come on, like, first of all, let's clarify. Those weren't real dreads. This isn't a Brooke Shields in black and white situation. Okay,
I don't care. I don't care. She looks like she's outside of fucking the Union Square stop, and she's sitting with a pit bull alongside of her. That's how dirty she looks in this film.
She did look like she gives blowjobs in the back of a Costco in New Jersey. She looked kind of crazy, but not as. I mean, they all look crazy, dude. Between her, Giovanni Ribisi, who looks like shit in this movie, to Che McBride's crazy ass with those hats, to Nic Cage himself. Nic Cage is one of the most bizarre leading men in Hollywood history. Like, the fact that he's a leading man who's supposed to be charming and kind of sexy and like get chicks like Angelina Jolie is fucking crazy. Because in this movie, I'm like, okay, how is this nigga making money? Because he's teaching like kid racing classes and seems to be doing very, very well for himself.
He's working at a go-kart track.
He's like, I'm out the game. But he's living large, so much so he doesn't have to pull shitty deals like his little brother does. Giovanni Ribisi and his fucking crew are fucking like, they're terrible. They're all stupid. The education system has failed all of them.
Jesus, man.
Including Steve Harvey, because he was, wasn't he the white kid's teacher?
What? Oh, you mean Bullethead?
Yeah, that dumbass. He got killed. No one needed to die in this dumbass movie. That little kid got killed. I was like, for real? Not the dummy who literally stole a car that wasn't on the list? Or Scott Kahn's crazy ass was like, I got a guy. Yeah, turns out that guy flipped. I'm stupid. I'm like, fucking. Yeah. Oh, mind you, $200,000 split like how many ways? Like 12 ways?
Yeah, they were like 40.
Robert Duvall's like, I want to know the actual. Like, nigga, you're going to get 25 cents at the end of the day after expenses. And this. Also, man, that guy was never going to pay him that money.
Oh, no, for sure.
He's just going to be like, your brother is alive. That's it. Like, you're not getting $200K.
100%. There was absolutely no way you were getting a dime of those funds. No way.
Also, how did Giovanni Ribisi and his crew think they were going to pull off that whole gig? Because
hold on, they were doing it over multiple nights. They weren't.
I get it, but their approach. First of all, like, Nic Cage breaks down their approach and why they almost got caught anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not supposed to go, like, you have to do everything all at once. Because by the time you like do the second night, people are on to you and they know what to look out for, right?
Mm-hmm.
But just that crew in general, like the way they approached everything, they were never going to get the 50 cars, even with the time period that they initially had before they got fucked up.
Got you. Okay, so I just
that crew barely was able to help out.
Well, part of the problem was is that Giovanni's character was Kip. Kip Raines was a complete idiot. So you steal a Ferrari from the dealership.
Yep.
Instead of it's like, yeah, you have to break the window to get in there. Instead of breaking that window, well, first of all, having your guy ready and everything like that, he doesn't say anything to his friends. He does some, to keep in like character of this film, he does some real cowboy shit.
Okay.
He gets out of car, doesn't say anything to anybody, throws a brick through, runs and grabs, walks to grab the keys, and then jumps the car through the window. First of all, you got to deliver these cars in good shape. There would have definitely been some damage on that Porsche coming through that window. Then they're in a stolen car, and he decides, I'm going to drag race this random couple in a car on the street for no reason.
Yep.
That's what causes this whole problem. He's an idiot.
Yeah, absolutely. And he continues making terrible decisions. Continues to have idiots around him. Pretty much tries to poison himself and Nicolas Cage when he made that meal where he's pouring some beer into some bacon and like some weird ass egg thing.
A little
and
beer
mush.
back, you know?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, this nigga trying to die. Like he's like he doesn't care anymore.
Well, I mean, he's about to die anyways because this gangster's gonna kill him.
Okay. Let's start at the beginning. Like we're talking about this botched heist, but we have to even go before that, Justin. We have to go through the longest opening credits sequence I've seen in quite some time. I think it was at least 4 minutes of credits. They played a whole goddamn song.
Yeah.
And then they have these terrible fake family photos of Nic Cage and Giovanni Ribisi throughout their lives. And that was fucking crazy, dude. I was just like, because that's something I wouldn't notice as a younger kid who just loves movies and just loves being out of the house or whatever. But like now as an adult, like he was like looking at it through a critical lens. I'm like, this is fucking crazy that they thought that this looked good.
Well, listen, man,
this effects
was 2000. So technically,
the
this
Photoshop was so bad.
I mean, this is 2000. This came out in 2000, so technically most of this was filmed. The principal photography was done in 1999. So technically, this is a 90s film.
Yeah,
and things weren't really there just yet.
No, they weren't. Also, there's like some weird character choices, man. Like when Giovanni Ribisi is getting crushed by the bad dude who's like, threatening to kill him, which doesn't make any sense because it's like, all right, if you kill him. Now, you first, look at these cars.
You're saying that he's being crushed, meaning that they put him in a car and they put the car in a crusher and they're slowly crushing the car. Now, when you said he's being crushed, it kind of gave me Diddy vibes. No Diddy, right?
So
the look on your face every time I say that is
low hanging fruit, nigga. Why did Giovanni Ribisi sound like he was coming? He's like, oh, like it's the car's like crushing it on him. He's like, oh, like what's going on? Like no one told, hey Giovanni, let's try it a different way.
Well, you know what?
Try acting like you're gonna die, but not have an orgasm.
How do you know? How do you know if he's in that car and they're starting to crush it and he's
not just trying to get a nut out real quick?
There you go. Before you go to the upper rooms, you nut one off one last time. One last time, we're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, it's in my pants now.
We're such Neanderthals. Where guys were like, hey, before I die, I'm gonna get one nut off real quick. That'd be so wild. If like, and then Nic Cage saves him, he opens the door, it's just jizz everywhere.
Just close the door. I'll be done.
Say thank you. Remember me different. I'm Kip.
Hey, you got a towel.
I think a name Kip would jerk off right before he died, though.
Yeah, you got to get that out of you. Nobody's gonna know the difference between cum and blood when they crush that whole car up.
Okay,
I mean, nobody's going in there to check either.
Oh my god. So the bad guy, the main bad guy is this guy named Raymond the Carpenter Calitri. He's played by Christopher Eccleston in one of the worst villain roles in a long time. Like in this era, like he's definitely one of the most forgettable and stupid villains. Because Bill
It's very Die Hard, but like a not successful Die Hard kind of esque villain.
Yeah, but Will Patton from Remember the Titans is in this movie, and he's kind of like this guy, this gangster's enforcer now, like because everyone had to like go a different route after Nic Cage's character retired from the game or whatever, right?
He was
And
the
he's
best.
yeah, and he's like the carpenter. He scares the shit out of me. And then I'm like, but then later on, this dude like literally throws a tantrum about Nic Cage holding a chair that he's created. He's like, and Nic Cage starts breaking. He's like, no, no. I wrote down, Will Patton was scared of this nigga. All you had to do is break some wood. Be like, he's gonna be shook.
Bring a woodpecker in and just see how he deals with that.
But yeah, so in order to save his brother's life, Nic Cage has to come out of retirement. His character, Randall Memphis Reigns, he has to steal 50 cars in 4 days for $200,000 at his brother's freedom. Now, for me, I'm like, that's not nearly enough money given the time and the resources I'm going to need to pull this off. Because even with that hacker kid, there's no way that they would have been able to track all those cars.
Well, I mean, like you said, they said they knew where half of them were already because of the previous.
Oh yeah, because they already been scoping them out.
Yeah, this is the previous job. Then some of them were in the impound, so then they had to find the cars that they couldn't get to or whatever,
or like other not copies, but like other versions of those cars or whatever. Yeah. And then eventually when they find out that some of them have been burned, they have to then go to the pound. Yeah. I mean, it's all very like, I get all the beats and why they were there for like action movie purposes and stuff like that, like the car chase scenes and just the different set pieces and everything. But let's be honest, all these niggas got lit up by the LAPD.
What do you mean?
If Delroy Lindo is even like getting a whiff of like this happening, of like, this whole scheme happening, like he's not quite sure the scope of it.
Yeah.
Once they start getting alerts of like 5 cars stolen, like 5 decent cars stolen within like an hour, because mind you, he has to do all this in like what, 12 something hours or something like that. It's like a very tight window.
Yeah.
So if that's happening, and given Delroy Lindo's obsession with this situation, the LAPD would ascend, like they would lock the city down. Because it's rich cars. It's not like it's just like fucking Honda Civics and shit. It's like exclusive cars.
But that's the thing. They don't even they're stealing these cars in such a small window that the people don't even know their cars are gone yet, and they're like, it's already going to be on the ship.
Well, that's in theory, right? But at the same time, they have what? How many people do they have on the crew? They have like 10, right?
Something like that.
But even then, some of these niggas are doubling up on the same car. Like they're not dividing and conquering enough.
True.
To be able to pull this off. There's just no way logistically. Like there's so many times where they're looking at watches like, hey, you might want to try to get kicked out of town. Like, they all know it's not... Mind you, that's after Giovanni's dumbass Scooby-Doo clan has joined in on the action. Before that, it's just gonna be Nic Cage, old ass Robert Duvall, who, mind you, never steals a car. So I don't even know what he was gonna serve. Angelina Jolie, Vinnie Jones, who's this random mute British dude enforcer, until the very end where he gives a soliloquy that's completely inconsequential. And then who's the other? Chai McBride. That's it.
So technically there are 11 of them. There are 11. Excuse me. There's an ant on my fucking mic. There are 11. There are 11 people, but Robert Duvall doesn't go out. You also have Bullethead. He doesn't really go out. And then the younger kid who stole the wrong car, that's not even part of the heist, he doesn't really go out. So there's 8 people who are actually out boosting cars. And,
yeah, but even then, the ghetto smirk kid, he was just giving fake fingerprints and shit. He wasn't really driving.
No,
he just bothering everybody.
But like you said, they have people doubling up and things like that. So that does kind of kill the numbers aspects. So you're telling me, so this movie, it wants us to believe that, let's say it's 8 people, they're all driving cars around, right? They want us to believe that 8 people can steal 50 cars all around LA, and you know how crazy it is to get around LA in LA traffic. In 12 hours, in 12 hours. 50 cars, 12 hours, 8 people. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, that's what's
That's fucking nuts.
There's no way in hell.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's no way in hell at a certain point you would just be like, all right, tell me the rarest fucking cars in LA right now.
Yeah.
And we need trackers on all of them. Delroy Lindo knows where Nic Cage is going to end up. So it's like, okay, well, if you want to follow their plan, just take that car out of commission, let him know, and then see what happens. But just track him until he steals another fucking car. Like, you know what they're doing. Just literally tail him. Because it's funny because it's like, oh, like, if we put a tail on him, we're gonna lose him. I'm like, you literally just tailed him to this first warehouse where you're getting an idea that he's up to something. Like you've already done it.
True.
You've already tailed him successfully. Like, what are you doing? The story was so stupid. The script line was just like, oh, like no one gives a fuck about logic. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, this movie is just terrible police work personified. That's all it is. This is just bad police work across the board.
Well, Timothy Olyphant, the way he's playing this detective, it's not even like he's on the force. I think they were trying to do like a Seven, Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt thing going on here, but it was just fucking cuckoo bananas. Again, Timothy Olyphant plays his character like he's just a white dude that just shows up at a crime scene. It's like, I work here now. Like, he gave that vibe.
Sir, you gotta leave. You know how my dad is? You know who my dad is? Oh yeah, and a little Jiminy Cricket running around making those jokes, a black dude. That's TJ Cross. So you
that was such a bad performance. That was such a bad performance. His name is he's so bad in this. He don't even have a hyperlink to like a page on Wikipedia.
Yeah,
he don't even have an IMDb page. I don't think
his name is Mirror Man in this film.
I don't know who he knew in the casting department. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe he was a comedian at one point. Jerry Bruckheimer saw him, was like, oh, I'll put up you in this movie. You'll be the comic relief, quote unquote. It's one of the most annoying, offensive performances I've seen in a long time. He added nothing until he randomly was a tech dude that did fake fingerprints. And I was like, on fucking chubby Chai McBride's fingers? That ain't gonna help nobody.
Damn, Brandon.
Also, you're gonna do that to everybody? Because fingerprints are everywhere.
I'm trying to find him. Yeah, I don't see much about this guy anymore.
It's like it's almost like they just were like, "Hey, who wants to be in a fucking movie with Nic Cage?"
they just like went to Atlanta. It's like, hey, we need one nigga for this film. One more black.
It's like Timothy Olyphant was in Scream 2 for this, and the director's like, "Oh shit, you're an actual actor?" I thought we just got lucky.
Bro, this is bad. Like, yeah, there's nothing on this guy. He was in this. He was in Showtime with Eddie Murphy and Robert De Niro. He's in Bad Company with Anthony Hopkins and Chris Tucker.
Oh yeah, Chris Rock, you mean?
I'm sorry, Chris Rock. Sorry. Yeah, he's only been in 3 movies. He's only been in 3 movies, and then he fell off the face of the earth.
What if he died?
For some reason, no, I don't know. I think he's still alive because he has an Instagram page that's still active, apparently.
How many people
seem like he's just not acting anymore.
Click on the Instagram page. How's his life living? It'd be real sad if you see his Instagram just photos of him shopping at Ralph's.
Okay.
Is it not him?
No. I came across something else, and that's definitely not him.
Okay.
Oh no, yeah, this is not him.
All right.
Yeah, this is not him. This is some dude who's a basketball player. Yeah, so I don't know what happened to this guy. I'm hoping he's still alive.
Yeah. Like, let's hope. I mean, it's at least he knew to stop. You know what I mean? At least he knew to stop acting. Because it's not a good path for him. He was so distractingly bad in this. And it's just like, as a black man, because I'm like, you already have he's annoying the fuck out of Chai McBride. It's just antagonistic. I'm like, what is going on with these 2 black characters? Like, why do they have this in the movie?
Yeah. But one actor always has to coon, baby. This again, 90s, early 2000s. Somebody's to be out there doing all of it. That was his job.
Yeah. Can we talk real quick about Robert Duvall and what purpose he serves besides just being like the cheerleader?
Well, he's like he's like their the administrator. He's checking off all the cars and making sure that everybody is where they have to be. He's kind of like their like
UV in the chat saying coordinator.
yeah, there you go. Like he's like the logistics guy.
Okay.
I mean, or the operator, whatever. Like you look at a taxi service, the guy who's in the room, making all the calls like that. That's him. His role makes sense, especially considering the fact that he's old as dirt. Like if he's going to be a part of it, he's not going to be out in the field with everybody else. There's no way.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, I'm just thinking monetarily, $200,000. What does this nigga do? But at the same time, the youngins, they weren't doing shit.
Man,
the one kid was so stupid, he sold the wrong car. And then all he did to help out was that he got keys from dog shit because one of the dogs ate the fucking keys, which is fucking crazy because that shit has shredded that dog's intestines up because they ate 3 keys.
Yeah.
Mind you, these are car keys where you push the button and the shit pops out. It's not like the keys are already exposed. So one wrong tunnel in that intestines and, fucking Pluto going downstairs.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Just saying.
Yeah, so all right, I don't even know where we're going.
It just didn't make any sense the way that they were splitting the money. I know Lluvia is saying in the chat, these are low rate criminals, but goddamn, okay. If a life's on the line, you're broke gonna get murdered.
Yeah.
We're gonna crush him to death.
Well, and that's the thing that's kind of upsetting about this film is it seemed like nobody was willing to play this to the real stakes that were there. You know what I'm saying? They're dealing with the guy who's, essentially a psychopath, right? And he's already wants to kill this dude. What do you think that he's going to do to you? You think he's just going to take it out on Kip? He's going to kill you all.
Yeah.
It's just like
he's about that life.
Yeah, but he's already shown that he is about that life. So you're all going to get it. The only reason I think that Kip is the one who took the fall for it is because Kip was the one who did the dumb shit. But now that they're all coming together to do this whole thing, he's going to take all of you out.
Oh yeah. That whole crew gonna get got.
And that's what kind of pisses me off even more about like the TJ Cross character, him sitting there cooning it out, and all that. Like, bro, like your boy's gonna die. And you're sitting here making jokes. This is not a joking situation. This is not a time for Bullethead to jump in the back of the car and take a ride with the crew. Like this ain't the time.
There's some real stakes in this shit.
Yeah.
Your man is going to die.
Yeah, like, yo, they're going to kill me. Stay the fuck in your lane.
Mind you, we haven't even talked about Master P being in this movie as a wild fucking car thief nigga who's literally trying to murder them throughout the movie. And they're just like, oh, that was crazy, right? He tried to kill us. Like, do these white boys just like laugh in the face of danger? Like, what is this? What kind of mom raised them? Nic Cage is like, I swear to you, I wouldn't do the game, but I gotta save Kip. And then Robert Duvall's like, oh no, it was Will Patton that's like, you don't know what your brother did for you, do you? He told your mama he was gonna be done, and he gave away all that money and that friendship for you. And Giovanni Ribisi's like, for me, cool.
Maybe my brother's pretty cool then after all. And TJ is a comedian. I had to do some searching. He's still alive, apparently. It's man. Like,
how old were they supposed to be?
So that's a good question. That's a really good
question.
How
old was Kip supposed to be in relation to his friends and Nic Cage? Because
how old was Nic Cage supposed to be? Because he had that bleached hair. They're clearly trying to make him look younger.
Yeah, because he was friends with old ass niggas. Like Angelina Jolie and him did not fit in with Chai McBride, Robert Duvall, and Vinnie Jones. Vinnie
Like,
Jones is younger though, but still, it's just like I want a prequel movie about that crew. Like, how the fuck did y'all leave?
unless it was like a thing where Nic Cage became he was a young guy who came into the game and he revolutionized it, but he was working with older players and then he earned their respect and then he became the guy.
I guess.
And that could be it, but the way they play this and the way
They all grew up together.
Yeah.
It was fucking crazy. Like the little giants just getting back together. Like, hey man, remember back in 1962 when I was associated? Like, it's just like, what is going on? Lluvia in her research found Sway, played by Angelina Jolie, is supposed to be several years older than Kip and his friends. Jolie is actually younger than Giovanni Ribisi, William Lee Scott, and James Duvall. She's only 15 months older than Scott Kahn.
So here's the crazy thing. So a part of me wants to lean on this. Was Nic Cage, his character, Mr. Raines here, was he dealing with an underage girl? Because it seems like she does seem younger than him for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And it seems like if he got some young, impressionable girl and he showed her the ropes and seduced her. Because she does look noticeably younger than him and like very closer in age to the younger crew. Like they should have got any more seasoned actress to play that role because this don't make her look, everything doesn't make sense. But I think that's why they tried to make her look dirty.
You think they were trying to make her look older by making her look all crazy and shit?
Yes.
Well, I mean, listen, Angelina just getting a paycheck. She got a decent paycheck if memory serves right, because she appears at the 30-minute mark. Like she's in it for maybe 10 minutes total screen time, maybe.
Yeah, she's popping up and pulling the car up and doing things like she was underutilized.
Yeah. I mean, then she has this weird kind of erotic scene with Nic Cage as they're staking out a car and stuff like that, and she's like rubbing on the
gear shift,
the gear shift and stuff like that. And I wrote down, I was like, you know what? If I had the opportunity to bang Angelina Jolie all night, my brother is gonna be dead.
What?
Because I'm not making that deadline. I'm gonna be still fucking Angelina Jolie. My brother did. Here you go. I'm sorry, Mama and Daddy. The pussy was so good. I'm sorry. Please don't be mad at me.
There's nothing I could do.
Don't be mad at me, Mama and Daddy.
There's nothing I can do, Mom.
That's so crazy.
I just couldn't boost enough cars. How many did you get? 2.
But that nut, I got at least 5. All right.
But here's the thing: you got a grandchild on the way.
Oh, sweet God.
Oh, that baby would look crazy.
Fucking the smile alone would be nuts. Can we also talk about Nic Cage? He couldn't do the whole movie just being the charming leading man. No, he had to still go Nic Cage at least once. When he's doing the scope out at the dealership, and he goes to the guy, he's like, "Hi, I'm Roger." He's like, "Oh, I'm Roger. 2 Rogers don't make a right. I have money. I have taste." I was like, "Fucking,"
but I don't have the car.
What else do you have in the warehouse? I'm like, I'd be mad suspicious of this guy.
Yes, 100%. Nic Cage is a walking, talking red flag throughout this entire film.
Yes. Everything. I mean, everyone, and the cops, like you said, they're so stupid because Delroy Lindo says, "Oh, this crew, they're too smart for tails." And I wrote down, "You just tracked them here. So they're not." What are you talking about? Everyone was stupid. Everyone was an idiot in this movie. Mind you, also, this is a sign of the times, late 90s, early 2000s. There's some homophobic language in this. They dropped a few F-bombs. They dropped at least two.
Yeah. I mean,
both I think set by Giovanni Ribisi, so that's interesting. But that makes sense for his character because he seemed like the kind of dude that'd be bitter because he ain't getting none because not thinking it's like societal changes, and equality, and not the fact that he looks like a sweaty armpit. Like he looked disgusting in this movie.
Yeah, he did.
Like if I were Nicolas Cage's crew coming to help out with him and his, to save his brother, and I got a view of Kip, I'd be like, nigga, he gonna die. Like, let's just go get a drink.
Like, hey, listen, I'm just gonna say Memphis. The kid's already dead.
Yeah,
the kid's already dead.
You're telling me, because you're telling me that Kip's gonna get it straight. He's gonna become a good thief after this. No, he's gonna continue fucking up. And now everyone knows that Memphis is back in business. Like the ending was crazy. I'm like, oh wait, they just got away with this. There's no repercussions for all the damage they caused.
Yeah,
just because he saved Delroy Lindo's life. Really, nigga? He doesn't have that kind of power to cover up all the damage. Be like, hey, Delroy, what happened here? Be like, I don't know, man. The city just gonna have to eat this cost. They probably severely injured some cops, if not murdered them. A cop car gets slammed through a wall, which Timothy Olyphant
cement wall.
Yeah, Timothy Olyphant makes a joke about. He's like, "Are you sure you're okay?" Because he just went through a wall, and I was like, "That's not funny, nigga. Like that's your brother in arms."
He got hit by a fucking wrecking ball through a wall, and that guy's not dead. No, he is not all right. He's talking to Tupac right now. Like it's over for him. There's no way you're surviving that. Like, first of all, when that car got hit by that thing on the driver's side, he's done. He's done. Because also, this is, again, late 90s, early 2000s. Cars weren't made the same way. That shit would have went right through him. And then you bring in the fact that he got slammed into a wall and through a wall. That car is completely gone. Gone.
Oh, yeah. Those guys are dead. They're not alive still.
100%.
A wrecking ball hits the side of your car. It's a wrap. Your bones are gone.
Oh yeah, he's all so he's at least in a full body cast. He's fucking Wile E. Coyote, and they're rolling the iron lung for this motherfucker. It's done. They got to put him in some Acme shit. That's the only way he's still breathing. It's done. I'm sorry.
It's such a fun diagnosis. Imagine a doctor just comes to you like, yo, it's done. Yo, this dude's done.
Yeah. He just keeps on saying done. I don't know what happened out there, but that nigga done.
So we're already 30-something minutes into this, and we haven't even gotten to scratch the surface of the insane dialogue that's mostly car-focused in this film. So when Nic Cage is scouting out like the creme of the creme car, the car that's always giving him a problem,
Illinois.
He's rubbing it.
LPGT.
And he said he's saying things like, I don't want any talking back. It's going to be a smooth, easy ride, just going to glide. And then Chai McBride, as they're all leaving, he looks at the car and says, see you tomorrow with your fine ass. And I wrote down, if you didn't know what this crew was talking about, if you just heard them talking, you would think that they're priming some poor woman to be gangbanged. You're like, what are you doing?
I mean, listen, man, I don't know where it comes from, but people talk, cars have female names. Cars have female names, and it's just a thing. I think it's just because because men look at their like cars are a man's prized possession, and they hold them in some cases a higher status than even their woman. So that I think that's why maybe that's it. I'm not 100% sure, but that's always been my take on it.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's a crazy way to think.
Can't fuck a car, baby.
I mean, at one point,
you put in the tailpipe.
I didn't do it for the money. I did it for the cars. Like what?
Really?
How'd you go? That's because you sleep in it, right? Because with that mentality, you're not gonna make no money. You're not gonna live.
Oh boy. Yeah, this movie's nuts.
Oh, when Master P chases them into the diner and Nic Cage is like taunting Master P outside, he's like, "We gonna be here all night." I was like, "Yo, that's mad racist, right?"
Yep. I was watching. I was just like, I don't know if I like that, Nick.
I mean, but again, the writers had black people doing the most coolest shit ever. Master P was some weird gangster with grills, like, "Yo, man, you taking encroaching on my territory? I'm gonna light you up."
Well, I mean, Master P was just playing himself.
Master P,
He was nuts. He was nuts. And just the fact is, like, all right, Nic Cage and what's that? Sphinx. They beat them up in the fucking
in the parking lot.
In the parking lot after Sphinx blew up his car and also blew up an adjacent car to it.
That was insane. That's what I'm saying. These niggas are just vandalizing property and no repercussions. LA is wild, but it's not that fucking crazy. Like,
but again, this is 1999 LA.
Okay.
It's Long Beach.
Long Beach. Now you know you in trouble. I'm crip walking. You can't see it. I feel like Pinocchio when the strings are being pulled. I wish people could see my feet. And then nothing. Yo, when Sphinx shows up, Nic Cage, mind you, Nic Cage is calling everybody. And he goes, Otto sent you. And it's like, nigga, you called him. Like, you didn't want to call. You're the one who sent them. That was stupid. Also, when they go to the exclusive car where he's like talking to her and shit, why look like they popped out of a sewer like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Wait, which one?
When they were going to get to the Eleanor car, right? Why did it look like they emerged from a sewer? You know what I mean? I was just like, what is going?
No, it was underground parking lot.
And the car's just out and open by a garbage can. This exclusive one of a kind.
It's the parking garage. It's the parking garage.
That's where you would put a car like that? Because that seemed mad shady.
Listen, but if you're like, all right, let's say that's somebody's building, right?
Yeah.
If their car is parked, if your building has that underground lot and is parked there, it's just parked there. That's just where you park. I mean, that doesn't have to look fucking fancy or anything.
Yeah. You just said park like 5 times and my brain froze.
Okay. But no, see, Brandon, I think the main thing that we're talking about, the car is parked in a place that doesn't look really classy. That's one thing, Brandon. But we need to talk about the fact that when Angelina Jolie and Nic Cage were making out and, supposedly about to bang.
Yeah,
he just keeps on just saying random car things that have nothing to do with sex. He just keeps on just saying parts of cars.
I wrote down that Memphis might be on the spectrum.
Well, I mean, I think,
or he might have some weird fetish with cars for sure.
Yeah.
Like he needs to talk about cars to get hard and shit like that. I just recently saw a movie. It's not a spoiler, called Challengers with Zendaya, and it's she kind of needs to talk about tennis to get off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Pretty sexy movie though, man.
Sexy?
Yeah, it's a sexy movie.
Okay, sexy.
I keep looking at this picture of Angelina Jolie looking at, she's looking at the camera because obviously she's the draw for men. And this is like the ultimate like teenage boy. I'm just gonna jizz all over everything because it talks about cars, money, and Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
But it's just. But that's why Nic Cage isn't looking at you the way that Angelina Jolie is looking at you. He's looking off to the side. So you're like, oh yeah, because Nic Cage is a badass. His hair was wild in this too, because I was like, is that a toupee or are we doing hair plugs yet?
Jeez, damn,
it was weird. But
damn, man.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that we're supposed to celebrate Nic Cage there this month, and these movies are getting these movies are a problem now. I think we got too much of a good thing. We saw a few Nic Cage movies here and there. We'd be like, man, we should do Nic Cage month, and now we're doing it. And I'm like, I wouldn't put this in my worst enemy at this point.
You know what? This gave me a good idea though. because
What?
this is a remake, right?
Yeah.
Well, like not a straight remake, but this is a remake of an older film gone in 60 seconds and everything like that. We should do like the original remake and like compare the two. We should do
Okay.
we should do like a month of the remakes. Like I think that would
Month
be
of the remix.
I
Okay.
think that could be interesting because then we can even do some of the films we've already done, but just check out the original.
I like it. Okay.
Because I want to know where the fuck they get this film from compared to the original.
It may not even matter, man. You know the way that people are use IP for remakes and shit like that. They just
and this slated as a loose remake. Like, how loose are we?
well, I mean, probably the jokes are worse than this one. Yeah, apparently though that scene where they were trying to get Delroy Lindo to blow away the heroin, that was like a part of the original. When Robert Duvall was like, "You break it, you buy it." Just like I hate everything about the scene. Mind you, that scene with Delroy Lindo comes to scope them out, which is so suspect. They're all just hanging out, arguing about cars and shit. Scott Con's character's gonna beat him with a pipe.
Yeah, like
I was like, "Oh, you trying to go to jail, nigga?" It's like there's two things I learned about him, his character within that minute scene. One, he is about that life, but two, he is willing to go down and take everybody with him.
That was fucking nuts.
I was like, "What are you gonna do? You gonna just hide the body? You can't kill a cop."
All right, so I had to know, so I looked up the original. It says the film centers around a group of car thieves and 50 cars that they must steal in a matter of days. It's known to having wrecked and destroyed 93 cars in a 40-minute car chase scene and one of the longest in film history. A total of 127 cars were either destroyed or damaged throughout the entirety of this film. So I don't. Okay, yeah. It's I can see what this thing is, and the $200,000 that is from the original.
Okay, so they never adjusted for inflation.
Yeah, they never adjusted, but they definitely needed to.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not doing all this for what, $8,000? Fuck, even if it is for 24 hours.
Well, no. So they would have
because it's quick. It's a quick turnaround. Like they're there for like 3 days max.
So with 11 people, they all would have got like fucking what? Shit.
I don't know. I'm not good at math.
Like $17,000 a piece or something like that, or
maybe, but that's
$1,000 a piece. That's not worth it.
No, especially when you got to think about expenses too.
Yeah.
Because you got to house those people. They're not all staying at Nic Cage's house. Nic Cage don't even live there no more. Well, they're going to stay with Kip, who's trying to poison everybody.
Mm-hmm. UV in the chat, $18K a person.
Yeah, that's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth
for the amount of risk and stress that's going to be on your heart. Because every time you steal that car, you're going to have a panic attack probably.
Well, no. Beyond every time you steal a car, you have to steal 50 cars in one night, right? Now you also have however many cars that you were in charge of. You're now like those people have you in their head. You know what I'm saying? If they saw you, they didn't. Maybe a camera caught you. You have 8. You have like however many cars that is, divided by the 8 people who are out on the field doing this shit. They have to worry about that amount of people looking for them.
Yeah.
So like 6, it's almost like 6 cars a person. So in one night, you've created 6 fucking enemies or 6 different sets of eyes from the police that are directly on you.
One night created so many enemies, police, gangsters, Angelina. God damn it. I almost had it.
Jolie.
I almost had it.
Yep.
Just Angelina Jolie.
Yep.
Not sure who that is. Who am I? John Travolta? All right. Did you saw that Michael Pena was in this movie as one of the gangsters?
Yeah.
I was like, they had all the stereotypes in this movie. Black men can't swim. Spanish people or Mexican dudes are gangsters. Like, it just made no sense.
Old TJ Cross cooning it up, the whole 9 yards.
White dudes get away with everything. It was crazy.
Like
also,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the Vinnie Jones soliloquy about, I think poor us. I'm like, what? What? You just said nonsense.
Well, I think the poor us thing was the fact is that, like, if you think that getting shot was necessarily a good thing just because he has a woman hanging on him, like, what the hell are we doing? So he was actually kind of making a point, but all of that just got completely thrown away because, like, it's in a film packed full of buffoonery.
Oh yeah, like you said, the cops are terrible. There's a period where Nic Cage is getting chased by it seems like at least a dozen cops, including a helicopter, and he's speeding through the tunnels in LA. Like the water tunnels or whatever.
Yeah.
And a helicopter, the helicopter pilot at one point is just like, he's gone. He's still there, but they're just like, oh, we're not gonna catch up with him. It was over. Like, and they just fly away.
This isn't an Apache.
Yeah, this isn't GTA 5. You can't just leave the mission like that. You can't just be like, abort that mission. I'm gonna go back to the main game. Like, this is your job.
Brandon,
what are you doing?
Brandon. Nic Cage or Memphis Reigns came onto a bridge. And the bridge was due to an accident.
Fast and Furious. This doesn't give enough. This created Fast and Furious.
Oh yeah.
Because I saw that bridge scene, I was like, this is fucking crazy.
The fact he went up a flatbed, like a tow truck flatbed, and somehow, because this tow truck flatbed doesn't have the lip at the end, which every other one of them do. Doesn't have a lip at the end, because if he would have hit that lip, his car would have just went and just fell right over on the front. But that's just beside the point. This is just a straight fucking ramp. This is a straight fucking ramp. He hit that flatbed and he jumped over seemingly like maybe 50 yards of traffic.
Yes.
Like an accident, an ambulance. All he did was he scraped the top of an ambulance on his way down. The car hit the ground and then swerved, and he kept on going. First of all, you know what would have happened to that car? It would not be fucking going anywhere. It would not be fucking going anywhere. The suspension, it would implode. Because also, that is fucking...
He's dead on the bat.
Brandon, that is a 1967 vehicle. That's made out of fucking, steel and fucking iron. Like those are heavy cars.
Yeah.
So when that thing fell, the suspension, the shocks, none of that would be able to take on that kind of weight and continue to go. The whole, that car would have been totaled right fucking there. If Brandon, it doesn't nosedive right to the fucking bridge. It would be,
Well, I did write that down. I was like, if the cars are fucked up, because Vinnie Jones and the Black Smurf dude, they fuck up their car because there's a snake in the car, and then the black dude's like, it's on my ass, and they crashing against the bridge trying to get out the parking lot or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So between Nic Cage's car, which is really fucked up by the end, does that count as a delivered car? Because they had to repair them greatly.
Yeah. And mind you, that truck, that Hummer that they pulled out, they rammed the police car off the fucking tunnel. The fucking
parking lot. Yeah.
Like that's nuts.
Yeah, that really happened. Apparently, the actor accidentally rammed it during that stunt scene.
Did he not stop? He just was like, all right, let's take this motherfucker off.
I mean, a lot of people like Delroy Lindo apparently damaged a bunch of his cars too. Quite a few of them, they took stunt driving classes. Nic Cage was the one who dedicated the most time to it, apparently.
Oh, okay. I mean, I would have been in there fucking wheeling them fucking cars too. I mean, that must be fucking awesome.
Maybe, but also like,
I mean, listen.
Just think about the insurance though, bro. As a producer, that's what I have to think about.
Yes, what could go wrong? But yeah, it's ridiculous that they didn't just have stuntmen who were doing all stuff like that. But they probably didn't want to have to go back and do it all in post.
Yeah.
And having some guy in a wig, with sunglasses on driving the car. Which like you can see in so many fucking films back in the day. But like it, as a performer, if I had an opportunity to take, like stunt driving classes and things like that, I would love to do that. Have you ever taken a car on a track?
Nah.
Bro. It's fun. It's really
Is
fun.
it? I'm always worried about like crashing and then, I have to like run out of the car naked.
What? Wait,
Because I'm on fire.
Why would you have to run out naked?
Because I'm on fire,
You're supposed to wear clothes when you're in the car. What are you doing?
Oh yeah, I know that. But then like I get the fire on the clothes and then I have to run out. Yeah, like Ricky Bobby, like Lluvia said in the chat.
You're a wild man. But it's actually pretty awesome. Like, I mean, it's also fucking scary because like, when you're moving at like high speeds, in certain cars, you're not prepared for it's just like, all right, how do I turn this and make sure you don't flip it and whatnot? But like you get used to it, but it's really fucking fun.
How do I flip it and reverse it? Also, can we talk about how the short black dude also wanted the heroin?
Yes.
He was jumping at that shit like a monkey. He was like, oh. I'm like, bro, for real?
Yeah.
Everything about your performance is problematic. Like you didn't.
And then again, Brandon. I mean, you can flip some heroin into a serious profit. Maybe he's just an entrepreneur. Or maybe he's just KC from Jodeci, KC and JoJo.
All right. Well, we did get some Patriot thoughts, Justin, on Gone in 60 Seconds. And folks, as always, if you subscribe to Patreon at patreon.com/medium popcorn, you're guaranteed to have your thoughts or reviews of the film that we're talking about shared on that episode. So first up is Sid Tobias, who wrote, another Cage movie that's just great to turn on a Sunday in the background while doing other shit. Solid medium popcorn. I feel like this version of Jolie was Brandon's dream trashy white girl back in the day. LOL. Shout outs to Delroy Lindo. Okay. And then Kendall Scarberry wrote, it's a fun watch, but basically a heist automotive porn movie for gearheads.
Fair.
Gearheads are like people that are into cars, right?
Yes.
Okay. Got it. I mean, Sid Tobias wasn't wrong about this version of Angelina Jolie. It was like this and Hackers were like frequent go-tos for Brandon pleasuring himself back in the day.
You didn't need to know the fact that
everyone has a little jerk collection that they had when they were growing up. What did you jerk off to?
Porn.
No, but okay, like I didn't have readily access to porn until I discovered my mom's at some point. Yeah, that was a wild time, dude.
What?
Yeah, man. Yeah, oh man. I found her porn collection under her bed. That was a wild day. That was a crazy day in the Collins household.
How would you even put that out there, man?
It was so crazy. I mean, I was a kid.
Oh my God. No, but why would you even let that come out of your mouth as an adult?
Parents have porn. I'm sure your parents had their porn. I remember this is back when you had to have the hard media. You didn't have it stored on a hard drive or an incognito dabs.
Oh God.
It's a different time. Justin, break down our race system, baby.
So call me baby, especially after knowing that you fucking found your mom's porn stash. That is nuts thing to even come out of my mouth. Guys, you know how we do this. We rate movies, bags of popcorn, small, medium, large, and the XL 40 exceptional. If a film does not deserve any fresh, delicious popcorn, we throw it into the stale popcorn pile. We pile piles and piles of stale, disgusting popcorn on top of it. So, Brandon, we sat down and we watched the 2000 film Gone in 60 Seconds.
That's right.
Starring the likes of Nicholas Kelly. No.
Oh, Nicholas Kelly.
Yeah. Nicholas Cage, Angelina Jolie, Robert Duvall, Delroy Lindo, and a bunch of other people who should try to forget this role. What say you, sir?
Yeah, this gets a small popcorn. Yeah, small. It's not the worst of like these action heist goofy ass movies. I've definitely seen worse. But there's a lot of stereotypes at play. It is wild that J.J. Abrams is an uncredited screenwriter on this. And Nic Cage didn't really. It wasn't a great Nic Cage performance. It wasn't a fun Nic Cage performance, necessarily. And at the end of the day, I just felt empty, and it felt weird that they just got away with it. There's no repercussions to anything. So therefore, it's like, well, what was the point of following Delroy Lindo and Timothy Olyphant if like they're just okay, like they're good to go, like they don't have their jobs anymore, right? Because
no, they still have their jobs.
I know, but it just didn't make any sense that they would.
No, why?
Because the nigga that did it is right there.
No,
and he's
they
just
got
chilling.
all the cars back. They they have like the guy that's behind all of this stuff. They took him down.
Well, he's dead.
Also convicted for murder and stuff like that. They took down his organization, got all the cars.
Well, to be real quick about the carpenter or whatever, when Nic Cage pushes him off to save Delroy Lindo, technically doesn't that count as murder though? Because he had motive to take him out.
Yeah, but he saved Delroy Lindo. That's why Delroy Lindo's gonna let him go. And in that ridiculous soliloquy, it's just like, with all that cowboy shit you did back there, I mean, I'd be taking you in. But you did save me, right? You did save me. Get out of here, Raines. Get out of here. Get out of here before I remind myself that I'm an officer of the law. Run.
And this Nicolas Cage is running like fucking Forrest, and Forrest go, run.
Okay.
That was a crazy ass fall that the bad guy did.
Yeah, and then he shoots up again.
All right. Justin, what's your rating?
Yeah, so I'm gonna give this a medium. This movie has issues. The movie is all over the fucking place.
The dude picks out keys that were in shit and literally is like rubbing them in his hands like, I got them. Like, what kind of nasty niggas are these?
Guess what, Brandon? This movie is basically 2 hours. This is 2 hours. This is a 2-hour film of pure madness. But at the same time, it's a classic, and I love it. It's so crazy that
it's a classic.
Yeah, it is. This comes on TV, and you have to watch it. It's a classic.
I don't have to watch it either.
No, but you choose a lot of people. If this comes on, they choose to watch it. They'll turn it on. That makes it a classic.
All right, it's like a hamburger, like from a fast food chain or something. It's like, you're not gonna just let it sit there. I get it.
Okay, all right.
It's just, the dialogue was so bad. The bad guy was like, "It never rains, but it pours." And I'm like, "What? Like, that's not profound, nigga. You just illiterate." I hated this movie. So, folks, as always, you can follow me at Frodo_Blackens on Threads and Instagram. You can follow the show at Medium P Podcast and all social media platforms. Be sure to go to youtube.com/Medium Popcorn Podcast. Push that subscribe button so you get alert about all future reviews and celebrity interviews. And if you want to leave us a message, go to speakpipe.com/Media Popcorn. Just push that record now button. You get 90 seconds to let Justin and I know how you feel about the show, any movie recommendations you have, or what you don't like about the show, what you don't like about us, particularly what you don't like about Idris and his whack ass drops. Let us know. And Justin, if you want to support the show financially as well as support you, how could they do so, my brother? Well, not support you financially. Come on. We
I need you guys to support me financially. Guys, you can follow me at J Brown Did It. I'm also found on Cash App and Venmo at J Brown Did It. My birthday passed, but I'll accept a little change, if you will. But guys, please support this show and be a part of it by going to patreon.com/medium popcorn. We have $2, $5, $10, and $15 packages there. Our entire backlog is on Patreon. We also have so much wonderful things on there, whether it be our, the backlogs, the bonus episodes, the mini episodes, and then just the conversations happening on Patreon. You need to be on Patreon because that's where it's at. Again, that's patreon.com/medium popcorn.
That's where it's at. It's 60 minutes flat. I'm about to say seconds. God, I'm so bad at freestyle.
You fucked it up.
So bad.
Brandon, did you queue up a lowrider for us to, play out to?
I'll get it. That's the worst. That's the worst hype song ever. That was a terrible scene. Anyways, we'll talk to y'all soon, everybody. Peace.
Peace.